Hi all, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time we play a little Arc Aberration. Yeah, I forgot about the Diplo. Man, there's my goat. I was wondering where he was at. You're supposed to stay with me, little buddy. Today we're going to be working on that forge, I think. I did not get a chance to work on anything since last episode. I had planned on putting in some work yesterday, and then 600 cementing paste. Oh right, I need more metal, and then I got an unexpected message and wound up hanging out with some people. Uh, it was one of those. Hey, we're doing something. We'd really like it if you could join us. It's a special event. Oh, is it just suddenly a special event? Is this not something you could have let me know about earlier? Alright, let me think here. I do need to go get metal. Thanks, goat. But I also need stone and chitin. Don't you have the chitin on you? You've got chitin on you. So I need my Dodic. If I were a Dodic, is he in this mess? I do not see him. Dodic! Where are you, little roly-poly bugger? There you are. Oh, you've got stone on you. I just need to process some of this, I guess. Let's, dance a little bit for me. Let's get over here and see about, what we can do here. Yeah, man, So I know I like to talk about D&D while I play this, and, we're doing the play-by-post thing, right? And initially it was set up so that um, the the um, the game was based off of XP, and there's two major ways people play the game. One is XP based, and the other is what they call milestone. And so, if you play with, oh man, look at all the stone I've gotten there too. Wow. If you play with XP, nope, it's the wrong way. Then you, in fact, why don't we go ahead and load this guy up here, and then we can get started on 2 sets of these, making the cementing paste that I need. Yeah, and then while you're doing that, I will get your tail out of the way. I will get the chitin this guy's got and bring that in and put it in storage. And so our game started out with XP. Okay. Wow, I think I've just got confused here. So there's 2 ways to do it. XP and milestone. XP means you do something, you get points. And milestone means you complete an objective, and then once you complete a major objective, the DM decides you might go up a level. And so when you're looking at something like this, there's a couple of different ways to think. Do I want to do... Do you see the light flashing as the goat gets as the goat gets on the bottom of the Dodic. But there's a couple of different ways when you look at this. Is that if you're playing a game where you don't have a specific plan in place for what's going to happen, which is a lot of D&D's. No, I can't say that. Most D&D I've played, though, including this one we're doing now, is designed in a way that there isn't a specific goal. I mean, there's a specific goal, but there isn't a order things happen in. And so, uh, and so the other game I played with this guy as the DM, we had to take we had to take supplies to a small village, and so we head out and we get attacked and we kill those guys and we get experience, and we go in and we fight their main base and we get experience, and we rescue the guy they had captured, we get experience. We go to town and we fight the guys who have taken over the town, we get experience. We go up levels, we get more powerful, and once you get to that first town, or once you get to that first ambush, right? The game starts the ambush. That ambush is the only thing in the game that is set in stone. It's the only thing that is going to happen from a pre-written campaign. Everything else after that is up to the players how they proceed. And so that's a thing where it's, you know what? I actually want you closer to the door. That's a thing where it's hard to milestone that, because you can't say, okay, once the players have completed X item, then they go up a level. Because they might not ever do X. They might never do that thing. So you can't say that's the trigger for them to go up a level, because you don't know if they will ever hit that trigger. And then the one after that that we did with that guy was similar. The first... No. Actually, other than the fact that there was a thing on the road, that first encounter on the road is the only thing that we faced that was something that had to happen. And once we were past that, nothing else was predetermined. Everything was just the order we decided to do it in. And so... And so it's hard to do a milestone because you don't know when your players are going to do something. And so once again, this is ideal in my mind for an XP-based thing. Now you could probably do a milestone where you're like, alright, once they complete X amount of encounters, then they will go up their level. And so it doesn't matter what encounters they do, just as long as they do X amount of encounters, and so that I could see, but, once again, that's tricky because you don't know when or how or what they're going to do. I mean, for example, like that first one, where we rescued the dude from the cave, after we rescued that dude from the cave, you're probably going to go to the town you were told to go to in the first place, but you might try to track down the boss of the goblins that you just fought. And there are ways listed in the book for you to do that. So if you spend most of your time in the woods trying to hunt down the leader of these goblins that you just fought, you're not going to make it to town. And so, I mean, that's a totally different game than if you do go to town. And once you do go to town, like when I played it as a player, we stayed in town and we fought... Oh man. So there, now I'm out of chitin. So I'm going to go get some chitin with this guy here. Yeah. Let's go. We gotta go find a Karkanos. I also need his, what's it called? Polymer. You get polymer off the Karkanos as well. Um, but, and I want to keep a lookout for stupid raptors. For an Anki, if possible. And so, on the other hand, though, I have played a pre-generated campaign where everything was in a chapter format. So, chapter 1, you go into a city to rescue a city from an attack. And there's a clear beginning and end to what's going on. And then chapter 2, you know, what did you do in chapter 2? Oh, you went and rescued someone who'd been kidnapped by the people who were attacking in... Yeah, I think these guys are also full of chitin too, so I should probably get that. But I really want to find a Karkanos and beat it up. And, you know, so it makes more sense to maybe milestone at that point because there's a clear beginning and end to each chapter. And you reach the milestone. Or, like, another example is we watch an online, you know, streamed D&D game, Critical Role, pretty famous, pretty popular, and so they're using milestone, which is probably why we're using milestone now. But he has fairly clearly laid out. He doesn't know what they're going to do, but he knows, you know, like, well, he's a much more experienced DM, and so he has a better feel for when you level. And there are pretty clear segment breaks in his game. And so, you know, like they go to a town, it's under attack by gnolls, they deal with the gnolls. They have to go out to the mines where the gnolls are coming from. They go to the mines, they deal with the gnolls, they come back. That's a pretty clear segment, because then they go from there to another place, and then they do a bunch of stuff at that place, and they leave that place, and they go someplace else, and they do something else. And then, you know, and then they move on from that place, and so each of those is a pretty clearly defined segment that you could say, alright, this is where they level up. But the campaign that we're currently playing in the play-by-post is, here's a ton of rumors, now go explore the jungle. So if we don't even pick the right directions, who knows where we're going to wind up going, because we have so many different places we could go to. And we started out with XP, and we went up our first level, and then I was like, hey man, it's about time to do some XP, and then the DM was like, yeah, I've switched that to milestone now. And I'm thinking, well, there aren't clear delineations where we move from one segment to the next. Like, his thought process is, there's a bunch of stuff in the book that is at a certain level, and I don't want you to outlevel the other stuff until you've explored it all. Well, except he didn't give us a list of low-level things to do. He gave us a ton of things, and so he doesn't milestone out the quests he gives us. We have no idea what we're supposed to be seeking after. And so I don't get the whole milestone concept, especially since we have done a bunch of stuff and have not gone up a level. Like, we got to town, we talked to some people, we left our inn, we got attacked by a pickpocket. We dealt with the pickpocket, and we talked to some people, and then we went up a level. And since then, we have dealt with other attacks. We have done a bunch of intel gathering. We went to different areas of the town we hadn't been to before. We coerced a merchant prince into providing supplies for a party. We went to said party. We helped steal some papers at the party, and we've left the party. And now we just did the thing I wanted to talk about, and we have not leveled up. And we're still only level 2. And we have clearly done enough, from my experience, to have leveled up at this point. You know what? I totally brought that guy over here for his chitin, and then didn't stop and grab the chitin. And so it's disappointing, because I don't like milestone. I don't like the DM to be in charge of when you get to go up your level in a game where there aren't clear beginning and endings of chapters. Because it means that we're going to level up based on the whim of the DM and not on anything that we actually accomplish. And I don't believe he can handle that type of game and keep it fair to the point where we are leveling up at a regular thing. Especially when our first real combat of the game was 20 creatures, when the max we should have probably faced was 8. So, and that's what we just did, was we faced off against 20 zombies. And I already went over in previous episode my thoughts on assigning 20 zombies to attack. But then I'm like, I don't remember what comment I made to him about the zombies, but I know I said something about how we were going to get rid of all the zombies. And he says to me, well, no, you're not. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm not going to let you kill all these zombies. I'm like, what? No, you're not going to be able to kill all these zombies. They're going to leave. When I've decided you've done enough damage, then they're just going to leave. And I'm like, well, then why even have us face them in the first place? And then I got thinking about it this weekend, and I'm like, why are we facing them in the first place? We don't get experience for them, so clearly there's no point in fighting them. If there's no tangible benefit to fighting these zombies, no one told us to fight them, we don't get acclamations for killing zombies, he's not going to let us clear them, so even if we wanted to do it out of the goodness of removing undead from the area, we're not being allowed to do that. So what's the point of even fighting them? And combat is my favorite part of the game, and I have no desire to fight in his game now because it's milestone based. There's no tangible benefit to killing these things. I don't get to go up levels for taking out 20 zombies when I'm level 2. And he's like, well, you're at least using up your resources. Yeah, but that's not a benefit to me. That's a waste of my time and resources. So I told the other guys today, I'm like, you know what? I am changing my characters at this point. I'm like, they don't want combat. I'm like, if you guys want to combat something, that's fine. I'll fight it, but milestone means there's not a benefit to fighting unless someone has asked us to fight them. Like, we currently have a quest to kill... oh man, I need him to go up a level. He's so overweight now. What about me? Does that let you? There we go. But, so, like, I mean, it's just a waste of my time. It's just a waste of my time to fight these things. And, I mean, he told me he wasn't going to let us fight them anyways, so why are we fighting them? I still feel he's pouting because it was supposed to be a silly encounter with dinosaurs and zombies, and we didn't follow through. on the dinosaur part in the way he wanted. And that's when he told me that he wasn't going to let us kill all the zombies, that he was just going to have them wander off. I'm thinking, man, you've never seen a zombie movie in your entire life. Zombies don't work that way. They don't just wander off. What are you talking about? Why would they chase us in the first place if they're just going to wander off after a few feet? That's dumb. Don't step on me, dinosaur. Um, but, yeah, so, I took my turn today, because he finally got back to us after 3 days of no postings, and, I'm like, I'm gonna look for a trail, because I feel like they've moved far enough away from what we wanted to search that we can just, go around them. And so he's like, oh, you didn't roll high enough. I'll admit, I did not roll high enough. You didn't roll high enough to find a trail into the jungle. It's still pretty thick here. And, but the zombies do just wander off into the jungle at this point. Thanks. So glad the zombies, cared enough to chase us about 300 feet, but don't care enough to actually fight us. Not that they were giving any useful anything anyways. It doesn't even matter if they drop money, because from everything that we've been told from people, there's a lot of treasure in this game. And so I feel like most of our money is probably going to come from treasure, because it's a treasure hunting kind of thing. And so I can't imagine the few coins that we might find on these zombies is going to make a difference. They're not supposed to be zombies anyways. They're supposed to be cultists who are cannibals that eat zombies, not zombies. I don't know where he got this zombie thing from. They are cannibal cultists, and he has turned them into zombies, which I guess he can turn them into zombies if he wants. It's weird that they're suddenly zombies when everything we know is... In fact, the book itself says the area we're in isn't supposed to have any undead at all. And so I do find that suspicious too, and I confronted him on it. And he's like, well, the guide says... Because he got a guide on how to play the campaign. Not the campaign guide, a different guide that tells you what to do for the first 100 days of the game. And so we are supposed to follow the guide he has, which is why I feel like we've been punished for not doing the dinosaur thing, because that's what the guide said we would do. And, alright, so let's see. 200, 300, 400, 500. Yeah, I basically got my 600 cementing paste now. Alright, so... And then, how much polymer was it that we needed? 400 polymer. So I probably am going to need to go... how much polymer do you got on you? Oh. None. Where did all your polymer go? Oh, I was on the wrong guy. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 66. So, I don't need more polymer. If I remember correctly, this is a very hard machine to make because there are limited slots, and it's going to take tons of polymer to do this. Alright, let's go get more polymer then. Especially since polymer doesn't, organic polymer has a time limit. And so I'm going to have to probably make one more trip when I get back anyways. But I don't feel like gathering up the docks to go do mining at the moment. Oh, and I also would like to get an Ankylo before I head down to do that anyways. Just gonna take a little peek around, see if I got one to spawn yet. But yeah, so I don't know. I find it severely disappointing that milestone makes combat not matter. There's no game where it's gonna ever matter if you use milestone. Why do people use milestone? I hate it. I hate it already. Milestone is for RP campaigns. I don't want to play in an RP only campaign. Oh, I went up a level. It's depressing me. I am D&D depressed today after realizing that combat, my favorite part of the game, no longer matters. And I know our DM does not like combat. The other games we play in, his characters avoid combat. When we do go into combat, he's never got the spells prepared for combat. Or if he does have them prepared, he doesn't use them once we go into combat. Uh, Him and one of the other guys complained we were doing too much combat, and so we no longer have combat while we're traveling because they felt it was pointless. And but it's okay to wander around and ask all the NPCs if they're dating or use spells to force people to give up their books on poems in the game. That's not pointless, but you know, being attacked in the middle of the night in orc-infested territory, that detracts for them from the game. Ugh. I'm not saying I want all combat either. I'm just saying that I feel like it should be fairly equally distributed between RP and combat. And Milestone does not... Hey, did you just bite me? No, okay. Did you just bite me? No, okay. I mean, he might have, but it wasn't on purpose. Alright, now let's see if we can find an Anki out here. And our few minutes remaining. I even geared my one character up as a guy who likes to duel, and now he's not going to be that anymore because our first combat was 20 zombies. 2 zombies took over half my hit points away. So that obviously means I can't combat that in, you know, martial combat, melee combat. And then you don't get experience for killing things anyways. So, yeah, there's no reason to kill the monsters. We have a quest to kill ghouls. So that's the only thing that's even useful to us to kill. Nothing else matters. Because we've never been given a quest to kill anything. What am I looking at? Ooh. You know what that is? That is a basilisk, I think. I've never seen one like that. I've never seen one like this before. Is this a basilisk? It's gotta be, right? What is this? If I get off this thing and I die... It was a basilisk. You... I thought it was a basilisk. I don't think I've ever seen one do that before. They've always just appeared out of thin air before. You got anything good? Some basilisk scales? I don't think they have a point. Good job, Karkanos. Oh. I think we got a little explorer note. I can't tell if I must already have those explorer notes, because the ones I don't have pop up on the screen, but I haven't opened them on this map, I guess. Oh, that was an impressive jump there, Karki. Are you not on, Whoops, I didn't want to get off. I wanted to attack. I guess they'd stopped attacking me because they were stuck on rocks, because Ravagers are terrible against rocks. I should have continued shooting them. Ooh, there's another Carno. I don't need a Carno, though. I need an Anki. I don't understand why I can't find one. Little mushroom forest. Yep. Yeah, that was very frustrating to me, what has been happening XP-wise in our D&D game. Ugh. But, yeah. Other than work, that's all I've thought about today, is discussing my play-by-post D&D game with the other players, and how much I've decided I hate Milestone. Nice. Come on, I want to kill this. I guess I don't care if I'm the one that kills it, I just want to be the one that loots it. Oh man, we are overweight. Too much meat. Way too much meat. Alright, well, I will probably go ahead and call it here for today. And we can... Maybe I will get a chance. I'm more likely to get a chance before next episode. I say that out loud. What day do I record this on? Yeah, I'll probably get a chance to get that metal before next episode. I don't know if I'll have a chance to get it all smelted before next episode. My weeks are super busy, and then when people want me to do stuff on the weekends too, I just completely run out of time. And that is what happened to me this weekend. So, alright, click like, subscribe, and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.